If you're thinking of changing your domain to something new, you might be nervous about losing all of the content and all of the hard work you put into the previous domain. Switching a website's domain name can be a struggle for many bloggers and business owners, especially if you have no idea where to start. This is especially true for established websites that have been around a while. So let's talk about the steps you should take before switching and the different ways to switch your domain without losing your content.
Now, before you begin, really consider why you want to change your domain name. Are you moving up in the world and have a new snazzier domain name for your brand? Maybe you're trying to simplify things by changing it to a shorter domain or one that matches your other branding better. Or maybe you're changing from a .com to a .biz or even a .club. Whatever the reason, make sure that you're 110% on it so you won't have any doubts when it comes to change. After all, this might take some time and you don't want to do this a second time. I assure you that.
Before changing your domain, it is best to back up your website content as a safety precaution. This way, if anything goes wrong in transit, you will have a copy of all your past work and we can continue from where you left off or restart this process completely. Yikes. How you go about doing this may be dependent on your website platform of choice, whether you're self-hosted or managed, and your domain provider. So be sure to take your time and know what you're doing when backing up the content. Pro tip, saving your backup to multiple places might be a good idea. For example, saving it to your computer and to a cloud storage provider gives you 2 fail-safes just in case the unthinkable happens.
And now this is really relevant when it comes to using a self-hosted CMS like WordPress, where you have to go in and change the domain name, which does a lot of stuff in the back end of the database. So it's really important to have those backups before you change because things can happen. They've happened to me many times, more than I'd like to admit. But next up, you want to really research your domain's hosts feature. So find out if you can change your domain name through your current hosting provider or site builder. If your existing domain host doesn't offer easy migration options, you can always sign up for a new host and purchase their services ahead of time.
Now let's talk about migration from one domain to the other. Once you've gotten through these steps, now we need to address how to complete the move without as little damage to your SEO efforts as possible. If you're coming to WordPress from another platform or already using WordPress, transferring all of your blog and website content could be as simple as using a migration plugin. For example, the all-in-one WP migration plugin was created to help users migrate a website to WordPress with little technical knowledge and little to no downtime. Sounds great to me. Similar plugins include Duplicator and Updraft Plus. Paid and free options are available. There's also Migrate Guru and Super Backup and Clone, which only has a paid option.
And if you're a website designer or developer, you can use the Hub by GoDaddy Pro to migrate your WordPress sites as well. But honestly, when you're trying to transfer all of your website data from one domain to another, things can get technical. How much control you want will determine how complicated the process will be. And if your website is self-hosted or on platforms like Wix, Squarespace, Blogger, or something similar, it might not be easy as moving to WordPress or from one WordPress website to another. And now we'd recommend looking into knowledge base articles of your hosting platform and watching YouTube tutorials for the best results. The more you can learn ahead of time, the better. This extra steps could be all you need to give you the confidence to proceed or to convince yourself to bring a pro on board for help when changing the domain name. And other pro tips, we like them here. Keep both domains and hosting paid up for the entire time you are migrating. After migrating, the next steps, and perhaps the most critical to avoid losing traffic or all your SEO work, is using a 301 redirect for your old content. Now let's use a 301 redirect. Now, a 301 redirect is a way of getting visitors looking for your old domain's content onto your new one without losing anything in the process. Your old visitors and new visitors looking for previous content will effortlessly be sent to new locations without having to type in anything different. Let me show you a couple different ways you can do this within GoDaddy. So if your domain name is registered in GoDaddy, you can go to your domain control center found in your My Products page. Click on your domain name. Then scroll down and find this Manage DNS button here. Then you'll scroll down and find the forwarding option. Under domain, you'll want to choose Add Forwarding. And here you'll type in the destination URL. So if it's secured with HTTPS, make sure to select that. And then set the destination URL. Awesome domain, not an exclamation, myawesomedomain.com or whatever your new domain name is. And you can select your forward type as permanent 301, temporary 302, which you'll likely not want to do. And then there's forward with masking, although I don't recommend masking if you're changing it to a brand new domain name. And once you're done with this, you'll just hit save. Now, the other way to do this is if both domain names are set up in the same hosting account. So if you're using cPanel, you can navigate to the cPanel inside your hosting dashboard. My favorite way to do it is just start typing and searching. That way I don't have to go navigating through that list, but find redirects. And then from here, you can kind of similar here, select that type. So permanent 301 redirect. You can choose whichever domain name you want. If there's a specific path, so maybe it's a certain file you want to change, you can do that here. But if you just want to select everything, you'll just choose the domain and then type in that awesome domain that you have that it's going to be going to. And don't forget the protocol. Then you could choose redirect with or without www. A wildcard redirect will redirect any subdomain or path. But then you would just click add and it should update the code automatically for you so that you don't have to do it yourself. And then that's how to set up those 301 redirects. If you're using somebody other than GoDaddy, they'll typically have some type of help article or steps to help you out. But if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to our support. We can help guide you through these steps that I just showed you.
Now, moving forward, don't forget to tell Google, regardless of the website platform you're using or changing to, telling the king of search engines about what's happening can go a long way in preserving your SEO efforts. The easiest method of doing this is to use Google Search Console. Read the full step-by-step instructions for doing this on the Google Search Console help page.
Once everything is said and done, you can get to work updating your social profiles and all public references to your website. If you have a lot of backlinks, this may mean reaching out to several website owners and letting them know about the change. Now, it won't be quick, but if you want to make a change to your domain name, the effort will be worth it.
That's right, Neely. And that's a wrap. Your journey doesn't need to end here. We have over 300 videos for you to check out.
So be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. This is The Journey.